Hey, what is up, YouTube? This is Aaron Stone 800 here, and today I'm doing another Magic the Gathering deck profile. This time on Dragonlord Atarka, which is a red-green, and I'm going to give you what the 7 cards you should always start out with in your first hand is a Forest. Then you'll play into Soul Ring, and then next turn you'll go around. Use Soul Ring use the Forest into Elvish Mystic. Then wait around. Then, actually, no, don't go into Elvish Mystic. Go into Font of Fertility. And then after that, next turn, sack it. Then after you have Font of Fertility on the field, next turn, go around. Go into Elvish Mystic. Then wait another turn. Then sack it. Then sack that, get a mountain out of your deck onto the field. Then you'll go into Dragon Master Outcast. Then you'll do the... Actually, you know what? No, don't go into Elvish Mystic. Actually, go into Rites of Flourishing. You'll get to play 2 lands and draw 2 cards. Then you'll go into... Then after that, you'll go into Frontier Siege. You're going to go with cons because you'll get 2 forests out of it. Use the 2 forests from Frontier Siege with Font of Fertility to get into a mountain. Then come around next turn, you'll go into Elvish Mystic and Dragon Master Outcast. Then we'll go into the deck. I run about... Hang on real quick. Alrighty, I'm back. Cat account. I run about 20 mountains. Then I have a Rugged Highlands, which will come intact, but you'll gain a life, but that's pretty good. Then I have about 19, well, actually 20 forests. Then I run about 4 sorceries. I have... Well, how about I just go into the sorceries and the instants and enchantments? I run 1 Tormenting Voice. If you ditch a card from your hand, you're allowed to draw 2 cards. It's an additional cost. You had to ditch a card. Then I run Bathe in Dragonfire, which deals 4 damage to a target creature, which is pretty good. It's a 3 cost. Then I use Infernal Plunge. It's a 1 cost. For an additional cost to sack a creature, I gain like 3 mountains to the mana pool. Rage of Phosphorus, it's a 5 cost, but I can deal 4 damage to target creature. Can't be regenerated. Scry 1. Then I use Winds of Caisson. Prevent combat damage. If it's ferocious, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn by creatures your opponent controls, which is pretty good. I use creatures in this deck that are about 4 and above. I use Fog. Prevent combat damage that would be dealt that turn. Tomorrow, Battle Rage. It's target creature gets double strike until end of turn. If I have a creature with ferocious, it's got power 4 or greater, gains trample, which is pretty good. Spark Jolt. I can deal 1 damage to target creature or player. Scry 1. Searing Blood. 2 mountains. Deal 2 damage to target creature. If it dies, target player takes 3 damage. the creature's controller takes 3 damage. Then I use Magma Jet. It's a 2 cost. Deal 2 damage to target creature or player. Scry 2. Lightning Bolt. I can deal 3 damage to target creature or player. I use Titan Strength. Gives it +3/+1 and until end of turn and scry 1. I use Defend the Hearth, another way to prevent combat damage. I use Destructive Reverie. I can deal destroy artifact or enchantment, deal 2 damage to that controller. Awaken the Bear gives it +3/+3, gains trample until end of turn. Then I use Naturalize to take care of either artifacts or enchantments. Giant Growth, that gives it just +3/+3. It's a 1 cost. Then I use Arson Star. I can destroy artifact, enchantments, scry 2. Then for enchantments, I use Crucible of Fire. Dragons I control get +3/+3. Font of Year, sack. It's 2 cost, but if I sack this, I can deal 5 damage to target player. Then I use Tamar Rune Mark. Creature gets +2/+2 and has trample as long as I can control a blue or red permanent. Then for artifacts, I run Hall of Triumph. When it enters the battlefield, choose a color. Creatures you control of that chosen color get +1/+1. I use a Sword of Amist, Sword of Vengeance, Brawler's Plate, Hero's Blade, Echo Circuit allows me to block an additional creature, Prowler's Helm, Gruul Cluestone. It can either a red or a green to the mana pool. If I do a red-green, I can sack this to draw a card. I use Ring of Kaloon, really good. Gives it +1/+1 in the beginning of every upkeep. It keeps putting a +1/+1 counter on it. Riot Gear, +1/+2. Hadron Blade, very good if you're playing against Eldrazi. Just Nodachi, a +2, and First Strike. Then we'll be moving on to the creatures now. Hang on real quick. Okay, for green creatures, I run a archetype of Endurance. All my creatures would gain Hexproof, but my opponents control lose Hexproof, and they can't have or gain Hexproof. Then I use a 4-res Radiant. A Voyaging Satyr, very, very good. Especially you use the land that comes in tapped, just tap this to untap it. Then I use a Primordial Hydra. You have most of your lands out in one at the beginning of most halfway through the game. Bring this big guy out. Then I use Anok Guide. I go for his second effect, just mainly because I can search my library. Jotty Offshot. It's a Defender Landfall. Pretty good. I can gain a life every time a land comes into play. Golden Hind, just for mana. Destructor Dragon, very, very good. Whenever he dies, destroy non-creature permanent. Orion Reef Hydra, very good. Trample and Landfall. If you play a forest, if you play just a regular, say like you play a mountain, gives a +1/+1 counter. But if you do a forest, it gets 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Sorry about that. My camera's a little won't want to focus. Then I have a Netian's Wild Ravager. It's a tribute 6. You can choose opponent, and if they don't want to pay tribute, it gets 6 +1/+1 counters on it. I use a Harbinger of the Hunt. It's not that bad. It's a 5 cost to bring out, but not bad. Adakar World Render. All my dragons would gain double strike. Really works well with the commander. Then for red, I use a Stormwing Dragon. Flying in first strike. Furyborn Hellkite. This is a really good card. Hit your opponent first with like a simple 1/1. And then boom. Play this big guy. They got nothing. It gets Bloodthirst 6, so it gets 6 +1/+1 counters. So 12/12. A Lightning Streaker. Really good if you get this in your hand first go. Just, it'll shuffle right back into the deck. I use Shockmaw Dragon. Hit your opponent. Deal 1 damage to each creature that player controls. Archwing Dragon. Flying in haste. Returns to the hand really easy. Wait, and let me explain about with Shockmaw Dragon. If you're playing against token decks, this will really help you out. Then for more mana, I use a Kozak's Channeler. Gives me I can add 2 mana to my mana pool. And I use a Scion of Dragon. Just as pretty good. Just for a creature. So, hope you guys enjoyed the deck. So, please like and subscribe to the channel. Hopefully, you guys can really help me out by doing better videos. And hopefully, if I can get more subscribers, I might be able to do a booster box for you guys. So, please help my channel grow. Thanks and bye.